So I think that we should provide a little synopsis, a little, backstory to the Little Mermaid for those of you who have been living under a rock or under the sea. Let me just tell you what it is about. It's the tale of a teenage mermaid princess named Ariel who dreams of becoming human so that she can dance and know how fire burns. She falls in love with a prince named Eric, and just to sum it all up, she wants to live where the people are, and so she sells her voice to a sea witch. And obviously there's some complications along the way, and like every great Disney story, there's a happily ever. And that is the story of the mermaid. So, why the drama? Why, Zoya, are you talking about it? Because there's a remake, okay? There's a remake, and it's starring Hailey Bailey as Ariel. Now, right away, you're like, Zoya, it's still not seeing the issue. Neither did I. But some people are up in arms because Hailey Bailey is black. So this 90-second teaser was released on September 9th, 2022, okay? And the film, the whole thing, is supposed to be released May 2023, right? So I will definitely be watching it, and I hope you will too. This sparked the trend though, where parents were recording their young children's first reaction to the trailer. So think about many young black girls getting very excited to see, a Disney princess that looked like them, that shared, it was a story that they were familiar with. A lot of us grew up. I mean, I did. I loved Ariel, I will say that, okay? Maybe it's very fitting that my hair is ginger right now. Actually, to be exact, it's 350. But I really loved her. I think maybe that's where my redhead love started. It could also have been with Ed Sheeran, because let me tell you, Lego House, that was my song, okay? That was my song. Anyway, Hailey Bailey has responded to some of these tweets on Twitter saying, "Kay, I just sobbed watching this, thanks, she's so sweet," right? That was just a reaction to her, or that was her reaction to her reacting to a video of a young girl, watching the trailer and being emotional, being excited, being happy to see representation. So, why are racist people mad, okay? Mainly it's to do with the fact that the main character is black and they believe that she can't be, right? Like Ariel is supposed to be this white girl with red hair, and you even have people throwing in comments about how, where's the representation for like ginger girls, white girls with red hair, like where is their representation? That would be in Brave, okay? We actually have some of them. And you even have Jodie Benson, who originally voiced Ariel in 1989. She posted on Instagram her support, right? So she says, "I'm so proud of you and your beautiful performance as Ariel." And obviously that was targeted or towards Hailey Bailey, right? I actually just love saying her name, Hailey Bailey, Hailey Bailey, Hailey Bailey. Like it just kind of rhymes and just kind of fits. So obviously, where there's racism, there is smoke, there's fire, okay? So a lot of people have started this hashtag, or I guess not a lot of people, but there's this hashtag going around, hashtag not my Ariel. And I think it's very ironic for several reasons, right? To me, it is very reminiscent of the hashtag not my president, which was targeted at Trump. And Trump, like we all know, is a racist, sexist, fill in your isms and ists, because that is him, right? And, there was rallies that took place on February 20th, 2017, where thousands, okay, of Americans denounced the occupant of the White House, and at that time, it was Donald Trump. You even have, like, many people carrying signs that said, not my president, or, resistance, and chanting things like, no ban, no wall. And so to me, it's ironic, right? That you would use a phrase, not my Ariel, that is, to me, like I said, very reminiscent of, not my president. And I think it's funny because a lot of these times you have these movements, right, that are coming from racists. They're using language that they co-opt from racialized groups that are used to raise awareness, right? Like, Not My President was used because it was trying to express a disdain and distance, you know, from who was the president of the United States at the time, right? To point to people around and look and unify people to say that what he's doing is not okay and he does not represent me. This is not my president. Now, are there a bunch of other presidents who probably should have also gotten that hashtag as well? Yes, but you know, Twitter came around in what, like 2008 or something like that. So we can't expect everything, okay? We're not all perfect. Yet again, I think this is the perfect example of when in doubt, use racism, right? Like, that's what happens. And so you have so many derogatory memes and like pictures that are being painted of Hailey. And I think, honestly, shout out to her because couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. I couldn't be as gracious as she is, you know, or totally off the internet. Like, it's one or the other, because there's no way I could like sit and accept so many people tearing me down for the fact that like it's just my skin color. You are mad that I am a black woman playing a part of a mythical creature. Sorry to break it to you, but mermaids don't exist. I know that there was like that documentary put out by, I suppose, in like History Channel or something, and they made it seem really credible, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, maybe there are mermaids, maybe mermaids do exist, and they duped and fooled a lot of people. However, I'm here to tell you, not a scientist, no, just a journalist, there is no such thing as mermaids. And if there were, I'm sorry, like, she's black, get over it. But I think that this whole thing has painted or shown a really interesting side of people, that you have people, you know, coming up and saying, guys, like, but there's so much like representation, like BIPOC characters right now. Like, what do you need to take Ariel for? Like, okay, like, I get it. Like, you want another one? You want something else? Like, I thought we're giving you these stories. First of all, this is probably one of my biggest issues and why I have strayed away from, you know, the homogenization of Black, Brown, Indigenous, and Asian people, and etc. Because we start to forget the individual problems and resistances of different groups, right? Like, certain people are fighting certain battles. We're not all fighting the same ones. And especially, you know, even within a single group, like, not all Black people are the same. And we say that, and I think we do take it for granted, when we need to take a step back and like hear that sentence again and think about it. Like, not all Black people are the same. Like, the same way we understand not all women are the same, not all Black people are the same. I'm a second generation Canadian. My experience and my walk through life is way different than a first generation or even an immigrant. Like, our lives are just not the same. And it's not to say that I don't, you know, empathize or, you know, understand or can relate to certain aspects of somebody's life, but that doesn't mean that I walk the same path. And to say that, well, we all just must have this problem, we all must just, you know, struggle with this issue, isn't true, and it isn't fair, and it isn't accurate. And so when we're sitting here saying, guys, there's a lot of like POC characters. First of all, there's not. But even with that statement alone, let's break it down. Let me break it down to you, okay? Who do we have? We have Jasmine. Jasmine is a hodgepodge of Indian and Arab culture, okay? Then we have Tiana, okay? She is a half frog, okay? She's half frog for half the movie, okay? Over half the movie. She's a frog for most of the movie, but she's Black. Then you have Mulan, Chinese. You know, we're so grateful to her. Pocahontas, loosely based on a Powhatan woman, okay? So we're talking like indigenous. Moana, Polynesian. Raya, Malaysian, right? And then the rest of the princesses, Aurora, Ariel, Snow White, just to name a few, they're white. There's about like 9 or so like white princesses, and you're sitting here saying you have enough POC representation. You have enough